Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Big Cloud here, back again. How you guys doing? Welcome. So I know a lot of you figured, oh, Ryan's not going to upload. Oh no, I have a video for you. It's here. So we got some pretty interesting stories that have definitely developed. There was one insane one that was just released, that just developed on Twitter. Now this is courtesy of the individual who obviously is in question, and this is for Gio Corsi. Now Gio Corsi, if you don't remember Gio Corsi, he was the second party games head at Sony Interactive Entertainment. He was a senior director there. Now he is officially retired from PlayStation. He's going to be doing other endeavors out there. He's actually taking a long hiatus. That's what he said he's going to do. He's going to take a break, but he's definitely going to be embracing other, opportunities out there. Now, the last time we saw this guy in person at a Sony conference, at least from what I remember, was at the 2015 PlayStation Experience, and he was the guy who had the custom jersey. And if I remember correctly, he was the one who teased the whole Crash Bandicoot thing. Like, he made a small tease, but it didn't actually happen there. And then, he basically was focused on the Vita. So that's basically what he was there for. He was there to promote the Vita. This is one of his main things that he was in charge of in terms of getting software there. And obviously, you already know the story with the Vita. The Vita was a cool device. It had a lot going with it. It had a lot of features. It just didn't really have it didn't have those go-to games that you really wanted for the system. And it wasn't like the PSP where it was literally like an established thing. It failed to establish itself as a powerhouse, especially with Nintendo already killing the scene with the 3DS models and whatnot. So they just didn't capitalize on it. But, I wish him nothing but the best. He's another cool dude who's left PlayStation. He's going to be pursuing other endeavors. So what can you say, man? What can you do? But he did leave a message on Twitter. This is what he had to say. He said that it's been a hell of a ride, but last week was my final one at PlayStation. I'm taking some time off, but I will be back in games soon enough. I'm extremely proud of all the amazing things we accomplished. Big love to everyone, past and present, who made my time there truly special. Now, this is obviously 1 of 4. He goes on, but he's talking about other things. He shouts out individuals like Sean Layden and a few others. So Godspeed to him, man. I hope nothing for the best for him. He was a good guy. He did a lot for PlayStation, and the same thing goes for Sean. These guys are going to land on their feet. There's no problem for these guys in terms of having jobs. They're going to be fine. But again, that's just another one lost, This generation is definitely interesting indeed. And I know a lot of people are probably already thinking, well, what's happening with PlayStation that all these directors are just leaving? Well, again, we covered out on this channel that they're going through globalization, hence why the American US part of PlayStation is actually gaining more power, and they're putting more emphasis on their PR and marketing to push the PlayStation 5 and, of course, their products. Notice Death Stranding's not out yet, but you're seeing a ton of advertising for those games. This is the type of marketing that I kind of have been getting at Microsoft for. I'm like, where is this aggressive marketing with your games? Like really pushing just the game, not the service, but the actual game that's on the service. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff Sony's focusing on. They're really focusing on pushing those products and getting those taglines out there and really getting everything up to par with, from the standards that we want. So that's what's going on with PlayStation. So for him to leave, again, it's no surprise. A lot of people might say, well, maybe it was a difference of opinion, again, like Sean Layden. It could very well be, like, for example, he probably wanted to go back into PlayStation Vita territory, and Sony said absolutely not. I know a lot of people were talking about a new handheld for Sony. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Sony would even pursue another handheld at this current time. Even if they did come out with one, and let's say they actually focused on aspects like the Switch does, where it can switch to portable to dock type of thing, I don't know how that will really work out. I mean, it sounds great for PlayStation, right? But I don't know how that will actually work out. Like, how they actually pull that off. You know, are they going to focus on the first-party games on PlayStation 4 and 5 working on this thing? Or are they going to legit work and make their own special, legit experiences for the Vita, you know, 2, if this ever happened? You know, these are questions you got to ask yourself, and you really got to, you know, bring yourself to gripes with the terms of like what would actually work if they actually did do that. Like, what games would fit on this actual device that would actually push it. You know, we tried Uncharted. Uncharted did okay for the Vita, did okay, but where is the other games? You know, the PSP had stuff like Ape Escape Academy, and it had Grand Theft Auto. It had all these games on the PSP, and that's what the Vita was like. And so if they are going to try and do something like that in the future reference, you would think they would go back to that type of spreadsheet that the PSP had. Just a thought there. Let's definitely close this one out with this one right here. All right, this is the main event. So there was a new job listing for Guerrilla Games, and it pretty much acknowledged that there is indeed a Horizon Zero Dawn Part 2. Obviously, we all kind of speculated and pretty much all came to the terms that they are working on this. But the question is, and the question I have for the video for you guys in the chat, will this be a PlayStation 5 launch game? This is what they had to say. Here's the full story. A number of newly published job listings from Guerrilla Games suggest that the studio is indeed working on a sequel to its 2017 open-world action game Horizon Zero Dawn, with one vacancy in particular seemingly confirming the project's existing outright. The Amsterdam-based creator of the Killzone series recently posted a vacancy for a technical vegetation artist. Interesting. Which would focus on the creation of vegetation assets that are used to dress the game world. The listing explains that within Guerrilla, we have 4 teams dedicated to creating the stunning environment of Horizon, and 1 team focuses on the creation of lush and stunning vegetation. Applying some deductive logic to this short paragraph, a Guerrilla appears to be outright confirming that another entry in the Horizon Zero Dawn game franchise is in development, and this vegetation artist would be brought on the project to work on it specifically. It's no surprise that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is in the works at Guerrilla, but it's entirely possible that the project is being targeted as a PS5 launch title. This game did launch in 2017, the original launched 2017. So for them to have a 2020 release date for this, or a 2020 reveal, it's not far-fetched, guys. It's not far-fetched at this point. I mean, they got plenty of time to be working on this, especially if we count that they immediately went and worked on the sequel after the success of the first one. So it's possible. But to continue, the article even goes as far as listing one of the actual actresses who played one of the characters in the original, and she even made mention of a sequel earlier this year. Now, I'm actually not going to say her name because I kind of can't pronounce her name right for some odd reason, but the link's in the description below. So that's what she had to say. Even the Guerrilla developers, they go on a little further with this. The Guerrilla developers have been teasing the game as well, with impending announcements on their personal Twitter profiles. So again, I would not be shocked if this was a PS5 launch game. I would not be surprised at all, especially if they're teasing it and whatnot at this current time. Oh yeah, it might definitely happen. But there is another job listing, and this is related to the PlayStation 5. So according to this other job listing, they want a principal animator for Living Worlds, and this suggests that the studio will be making good use of the PS5's upgraded specs, asking for someone who can push the envelope for free moving crowd animations. Hopefully, we'll be hearing something more official from Sony and Guerrilla soon enough. And that's the end of the actual article itself. So obviously, the world is clearly going to be the focus for Horizon Zero Dawn. And you know what? That kind of makes sense if you think about it. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn already has some very beautiful visuals with the animations of the actual creatures and the robotic, the robotic things you're taking out, right? They have so many crazy things. I mean, I remember when I first saw the Rock Breaker, my jaw dropped because it looked so sick. These type of animations with the game are that great, and so to see them focus on this particular aspect, which is the environment, which that brings you more into the world. If you think about it, obviously Aloy is going to look great, right? We know Aloy's going to look great, but they really need to push that that next level attention to detail into the world. When you have that much more immersion into the world, and keep in mind, this game uses bow and arrow. So with the new controller from PlayStation 5, the DualShock 5, and the haptic trigger feedback, which they're going to be fine tuning, there's a reason why Sean Layton, before he left, and everybody else, or no, I'm sorry, not Sean Layton, Jim Ryan said before they left, or before Sean left, that the controller is going to be perfectly, you know, like it's going to be so perfect that you can actually feel a bow and arrow type of thing. Maybe he wasn't referring to The Last of Us 2, even though we know The Last of Us 2 is more than likely going to be upgraded for the PS5 for sure, and you're going to take advantage of it, right? There's no question there. But maybe he was hinting at Horizon Zero Dawn 2. There you guys go. So that is pretty insane. I'm hyped for this. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm actually going to get right to work on some other stuff on the channel. So excuse me if I might not upload again for a little bit. I'm still just working stuff out. I'm trying to figure some stuff out. I'm talking to people. So thank you for everybody on this channel again for everything. And before I go, I want to give a massive shout out and congratulations to my boy Porter Rock 77. This dude just achieved the rank of Gunner Sergeant. That is something that is, it rarely happens in the Marines. And the reason why it really happens, because just, you know, a lot of people who actually enlist or who actually go through it don't necessarily either stay long or don't commit to it as much. So this man getting the rank of Gunner Sergeant just shows his commitment to his country and everything. And shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that dude right there. Much love to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys enjoyed the video again. Thank you guys again for all your support. I will see you guys for even more PlayStation news and rumors on this channel. And of course, RGT on Fridays. And shout out to you guys for that who came through. We appreciate you. Until next time, this is Big Cloud Gaming. I'm signing out. Y'all be blessed. And I'll see you later. Deuces.